Good morning, Dave.
Yeah.
That was pretty weak.
So here, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Oh, that's my side. All right. We are Soul Shine, and we're going to sing for you, and you're to sing with us. But wow, it's quiet. That's trippy. Get up, stand up on your feet. We don't sing from our seat. Wow, I feel like we're at like a solemn service or something. Today's topic is about power. So we had to do this song because, well, Eric, tell them why.
Because Dave told us to.
No.
I claim my power to change the world. Sweet, sweet, lovely. Change it with love. Change it with love.
Woo!
I claim my power to change the world, and so it is, and so it is.
I claim my
power to change the world.
Well, weird tempo. Let's try that again. Sorry. I claim my power to change the world.
I was just going with it.
Change it with love. Change it with love. I claim my power to change the world. And so it is. And so it is. You all sing. Come on, sing out loud. I claim my power. I claim my power to change the world.
Claim my power to change the world. Change it with love. I claim my power to change the world. And so it is. And so it is.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. That's the words. We let love wash over us. Sing with us.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let it be. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let it be.
One more
We
time.
let it be.
One more time. Let's hear it. We let
The love wash over us. We let it be. I claim my power to change the world. Change it with love. Change it with love. I claim my power to change the world. And so it is. And so it is.
Where am I going? I'm way too short to be hiding behind these guys. Don, I'm short. I'm small but mighty. Right? For you I'm smitey. My name is Claire Kubota. I've missed you guys. I haven't been here for a couple weeks, so I've missed you guys. Good morning. All right, and I want to start this morning with I'm going to throw you off a little bit, Laurel, with our mission statement. Okay. We stand together. Global ecosystem of unity, deep wisdom, and loving kindness. And coffee. So I was doing my morning meditation and just really excited about coming in this morning, and then I got some news about a crazy thing that happened last night. So I'm feeling a little thrown off kilter this morning, and so I'm so glad to be here. So when you walk through that door, this is a place where you are reminded that there is love and compassion and kindness, and that's what we need. That's what I'm feeling like I need to really be reminded of this morning. You're at the right place. So let's just breathe that in, and if I can have you guys greet each other and welcome your neighbor, and if you don't know them, say hello and introduce yourselves and say, I am so glad that you are here, or whatever else you would like to share. And do that online too. For those of you watching online, put in the chat, say where you're watching from, and just greet the other people who are there with you online. Awesome. Thank you. And then I'm going to share, we had a little addition that a small group of fellow but mighty Unity members came up with, that something that resonated with them that we want to put into practice and have our community resonating with. It says, Unity Spiritual Community of Central Oregon is a prosperous, Spirit-led community where souls are filled and refreshed. So, right, I mean, this is really what this place is for me. Every Sunday, this is where I need to be so that I can be reminded of that. So, yay, Unity of Central Oregon. We're glad to be here. And if it's your first time, welcome, and you were at the right place. You were at a pretty amazing place this morning. Let's see. We would like to welcome and thank our volunteers, because, man, it takes a huge crew to run this every morning. We have our AV team, we have our kitchen team, we have our greeters, we have our cleaners, we have just all the people that make this work. So let's just give them a huge round of applause and say thank you for contributing your time to make this all happen. And our kids, people doing the kiddos this morning. And we have our chair. Lisa's back, so she's got her singing bowls up here. We're excited to have her back and starting the sound bath again this week. But we have a very special chair, and we have a very special doggy bed here for our very beloved Zeke, to just bring the people who are no longer with us into the space, or people who live afar that you really wish could be here and that you know would appreciate and love this message. So just hold them here, put them in those beautiful chairs so that they can be front and center stage to be part of this service this morning. So we would also like to thank, and the energy that we also infuse those chairs with is for the people who were the original inhabitants of this land, our indigenous people from the Warm Springs Paiute, Wasco, all the tribe, the Klamath Falls tribes, and all the people who pass this way. We bring their beautiful energy in here as well. So thank you all for being here. We've got an amazing show for you today. We have Nate Hitchcock, who we all know and love from being the host with the most, but he's going to be doing our platform talk today about power. We're doing the 12 powers this summer. And kind of connecting them with movies. So he'll be talking about Harry Potter and the power of power. So we're excited to hear your talk. I know he's very excited to share this morning. So, and now I would like to bring Dave up, because we always start off with a prayer. And those of you who hear the word prayer and kind of the hair prickles up on the back of your neck and go, ooh, this prayer thing. we also call it an affirmation. We are affirming what we want to happen in our lives. We at Unity believe that what you focus on is what you create in your life. So we want to remember and focus on all the amazing, beautiful things. And I'll scoot out of your way, Donna, so you have your spot. But Dave will lead us in prayer. And then also in the front of your chairs, there is a green form if you would like to write your prayer down there while they are doing the song and while Dave does our prayer and plays his beautiful piano for a little bit. If there's something we can help support you in and affirming and bringing into your life that you would like to see more of, go ahead and write that down on there. And when we do the offering at the end of the service, put your prayer claim in that basket. So, Dave, I welcome you to do your beautiful prayer for us.
Let's take a moment and plant our feet flat on the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're connecting with that oneness that we are with this earth and with this sky and all around us, every living being around us. And we tap in and connect to that oneness, knowing that we are that one that is within all things and through all places, spaces, and time. And in that place we know that we are connected to the highest good. In the highest good we seek healing or prosperity or divine order. God's calling, answer that call. We affirm all those that need love right now, we are sending love to them. All those that need health, we send healing, prosperity, and we go bubbling up with this joy and this light in the now, knowing that this love will spread throughout this whole world. We're thankful for that. We say, thank you, God. And so it is. Now, if you were inspired, please take that little green form in front of you in the chair and fill out your prayer claim for the week. Our prayer team will pray over that for the week. We'll send it off to Silent Unity, which powerfully will pray over that for a month. I highly recommend it. I'll play for a minute. Let's sing the prayer song. Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am.
And I think I have lost my celebration helpers to the nursery this morning. They're in there helping with the little kiddos. So you want to run the mic around, Nate? Okay, yeah, you do platform too. So celebrations, again, going with our, you want to do it, Florence? Florence would like to do the microphone, Nate.
All right, Florence, coming back here.
Florence, go get it from Nate.
Well, take it from Will when he's done.
But this is the time, so we do our prayers. This is a time that you celebrate answered prayers or things that are already going amazing in your life. William, what do you got to share?
I had the chance to go back to Unity Village for the first week of my ministry school, and it was beautiful, Spanish-style architecture, red tile roofs, fountains, and flowers, and got to learn a lot about emotional intelligence and how not to take things personally, which is all really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
really hard to do.
Yeah, it's a lifelong practice.
Yes.
But I like being happy. I don't know what it is about it. But something that was really amazing for me, because I grew up here in Central Oregon, is I was going for a walk in the evening when it was cooling down. And over there it's flat, it's rich, it's green, a whole different place. But as I was walking along, I saw this flash of light in the bushes. And I started following. It was like a mystery. What could this be? Am I tripping out, And then I saw these other flashes of light. And then pretty soon there were just swirling flashes of light in all the bushes. And they have these things, they're like these bugs. And they're called fireflies.
Oh.
And they just fly up and down and back.
And
oh my God, I feel like I've been ripped off my whole life. Why don't we have fireflies here? Anyway, that was really epically beautiful if you're into the epically beautiful things.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Fireflies are magic. Okay, raise your hand up high, Florence. Look who's raising their hand. Okay, Miss Anna.
Hello. Oh, am I on? There we go. I'm just celebrating that my little sister, Aubrey, is visiting here with her little kiddos. And she actually came to Unity with, over 10 years ago when she was living with us for a little while. And this was at the Grange. And she walked up on the stage and she did, those of you who were there back in the day, did an amazing performance. And so one day maybe we'll get her to do that again.
Oh.
I'm planting that seed.
Yeah. Welcome. We're glad you're here. All right, Florence, Victor up here has a celebration.
Oh, I just want to celebrate Friday. Coltrane and I went to see the Decemberists for the first time since 2019, and it was just a magical night of music. And I'm returning to the Still Whiskey Bar this Friday, and I'll be playing live music there from 7 to 9.
On Friday night?
Downtown Bend.
All right. Go listen to Victor play. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, over here, Florence, way on the other side. We got a couple. The two orange shirts, orange salmon-y, Elian.
I'm here to celebrate today because yesterday I finally moved out of the house I've lived in for over 18 years. I got the last piece of grit gone.
That's an accomplishment.
And now I have a home full of boxes and stuff, just my workshop you couldn't turn. I actually did park my scooter in it.
Hold your microphone so the people online can hear.
I was going to say I actually did park my scooter in it, so it just barely
Just
made it. But I feel so blessed to be there. And what transpired twice during the course of the 2 weeks I've actually slept there now is this big doe had been hanging out in the front yard. And the day I finally Last night she brought 2 beautiful fawns with her. It was so moving.
Wow. I love this. A lot of animal magic this morning. The deers, the fireflies. Yeah. Powerful energy.
I'm celebrating that my brother was here over the weekend. It was so great to see him.
So, yay. Yay, Leah's brother. All right, one more. Do we have any online? Oh, William.
I have 2 celebrations. One, Florence says I have to celebrate her birthday coming up, so that's fun.
How old are you going to be? We'll let her celebrate.
How old are you going to be?
How old are you?
7.
7. You just stop getting bigger right
And
now.
then I am celebrating. I just got back from California. I actually shut down businesses that I ran for 13 years. We closed our doors. And I know that sounds a little sad, but the universe kind of made a lot of decisions for me. And so I'm choosing to celebrate it as an opportunity to be moving into something that I get to experience and grow and enjoy in life. So it took me the better part of 6 weeks to close down about 70,000 square feet. But it's, for me, a very exciting time that I get to move on to a new chapter, because I've been doing this line of work since I was 18. So now I get to be a big boy and see what I want to be when I grow up. So thank you.
Wow. Yay. Wow. Well, William, yeah, I know your time has been divided with family and then having to go down there to work, so that I know that's a big transition for you. Are you so happy that Daddy gets to be home all the time now? Yay. And we get to see you guys every week. So awesome. Now, I'm doing something a little different. Kevin and I went on a road trip to see a couple friends, and so we always do an Earth celebration, right? And when we're on our road trips, we always listen to podcasts on our drive and stuff. And we were listening to one about recycling, or about aluminum. And because I am an avid recycler, but man, you always wonder, is this stuff really getting recycled? There's always that question, or is this being shipped off to some? But I found out some really cool stuff about aluminum is the easiest thing to recycle. The amount of carbon energy that it takes to recycle is only 5% of what it actually takes to mine for aluminum. You can do a can, most cans, well, 50%, only 50% of cans get recycled. And when they do, by the time you buy your pop or your beer or whatever, within 60 days, it can be on the shelf again as a brand new can, and it has an indefinite life cycle. It can constantly be recycled. It doesn't, not like plastic that gets downgraded every time you recycle it. It can keep going and going and going and going. So I am celebrating that. So man, if there is one thing you are going to recycle, or you see a can somewhere in the trash, pull it out and recycle it, and then bring it to Unity. We get donations. We are part of the Ben Bottle Drop, so it's a win-win for everything. So I was so excited to hear that. So there you go. That's your recycling tip for the week. So now I would like to, do we have any kiddos? Well, here we just have a couple walk in. Evelyn and Florence, and I know we have a couple more. Are you going to go with the big kids today, Leon? Awesome. All right, and he's got his police officer badge, so he is going to make sure you guys are behaving well. But before you go, we have our power. You know how we've been doing the power of the week? Colinda is going to come up and share the power, platform 2, and tell you guys what our job is, what we can do this week to help save our planet. What are we doing, Colinda?
We're doing a whole series on the powers for our planet. Mm-hmm. So exciting. So this week is the power of power. Each of us has power. Be inspired in this video. There's a video link on the paper that you got.
You didn't get one of these handouts. The greeters have them, or you can grab one on your way out.
Get them to you. Okay.
Does anyone need one that did not get one? Okay.
Okay, good. All right. The weekly home challenge this week is take some quiet time to ask the Spirit within you for ideas that you could do to help the earth. Talk with your family and friends about your ideas. Maybe they will help you. Power increases when people join together in a project. Remind yourself every day that you are a powerful expression of the creative force and you can make a difference. And so also remember that as you've been doing these challenges, that we have that raffle, and the raffle boxes are out in the lobby, so make sure you're putting your name and your tickets in there. And we're going to get those prizes together pretty soon, so y'all can see what
the new car
we're
is
actually
coming,
going
and
to be
the
raffling
vacation
for.
to Europe.
Did you have a new Tesla you wanted to donate or something? No? Okay. All right. It is going to be great. All
Yeah.
right.
So raffle tickets. So that's your. Do that this week. What can you do to help the planet? Okay. Thank you, Kalinda. All right. Now let's bless these kiddos while they go on their way and tell them how amazing they are. All together. Ready? We appreciate the holy gift you are. We see the Christ light shining from you. May you always know what a treasure you are. May you always bring your gifts freely and fully to the world. Namaste. All right, you kiddos, have fun. And now announcements. Okay, the first one we want to announce, Lisa Swisher is back in town and we'll be restarting the sound bath. So every Sunday night for the past 2 years, we've been doing sound bath here every Sunday night. Lisa had to take a little hiatus for a couple months, so she is restarting that tonight. It'll now be from 6 to 7:15. So come with your yoga mat and your comfy clothes and just, feel some of the crystal bowls, and sometimes we've got didgeridoo and flute and gong, all kinds of cool stuff. So, and you'll get a sampling tonight, or today she will be doing the meditation for us with her bowls. All right, and then what else is up there, Laurel? There we go. What roll? We did the 12 powers of the planet. Uh-oh. Hang on, that's all right. I got them written down too, so I can keep going through them. Let's see. We have sound bath. Course in Miracles is happening on Thursday night. So if you are part of that, it's open to everyone. If you are curious about the Course in Miracles or have been studying that, it's Thursday night at 5:30 with Reverend Sylvia. And then also, you see some different things in here. We've got those stage lights. This space is getting well known for concerts and plays. So we have an amazing play happening here this weekend. They've been doing rehearsals all last week, the rehearsals this week. Death of a Salesman. Has anyone seen that show before? A really powerful story. So this Friday and Saturday, and then next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will be a matinee. So if you guys are interested, there's a link to buy tickets. They're $15, so very inexpensive to support the Sun River, I think it's the Sun River Theater Group that is performing here. So really excited about that. And then I have a special friend here today, Dan Cohen, who is going to talk about another event we will be doing, a couple events in September, and he has a call out for storytellers. So Dan, you want to come and share about this upcoming event? Platform 2 is on.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me, Claire, Kevin, and the group. First of all, how many of you have heard The Moth on NPR? Okay, what about, we ran for about a dozen years to Tell the Truth. Any of you see those shows? Well, Dave was in, and he was hilarious. And it was completely unsuitable for Sunday morning, as I recall. Right. So, after the plague pandemic, we brought a show back to Sisters last year, and it was very successful. And we're starting up again. And what these things are, the storytellers have between 8 and 10 minutes to tell a story, almost any kind of story. And we end up having a wide diversity of all sorts of things, some suitable for children and adults, but mostly not. So, and yet there are parameters. So what I want to do here this morning is call out to you guys and the folks at home to see who might be interested in participating. Now, we already have some people lined up. We have a terrific headliner. I'm not going to tell you about that now. We'll be sending some literature out. We have 2 or 3 people. Usually we get a comedian or 2. I'll do something funny, or I'll try to do something funny. And it's a very amusing, up evening. There can be heartbreaking stories and hilarious stories. So if you're interested now, you say, oh, I've never done this before. Well, in 234 BC, Aristotle wrote a book called How to Tell a Story. You can pick that up. Or it's easier if you just get in touch with me or Catherine Galan, my wife. We've been professionals for a long time. We've done it over and over and over again. And we can help you in the process. It's really, it's not that daunting. It can be a lot of fun. And the evening, everybody we started at the Old Stone Church. Anybody remember that place? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we did a bunch of shows there, and then they turned it into a bicycle shop. I don't think that's going to happen here.
So we have a new home here.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're going to go try. I'm only going to tell you about the first show because we'll tell you about the next show later. But this is September 6th, 7:30 or 8. What's your preference?
It's 7:30.
7:30. Okay. And we'll probably have almost a 2-hour show. We'll have a little music. It's a great night. You may meet new people or see aspects of your friends and neighbors that you never thought before, because I'll get up and tell a story and say, oh my God. So we want you to participate. So reach out through Claire or reach out to me, and we'll talk about it. Okay, thanks, folks.
Yeah, thank you. Dan, are you staying for the whole service, or do you want to give me some of your cards? Are you staying for the whole service? Okay, all right, amazing. No. No, we don't ever ask anyone to leave. So, perfect. So yeah, isn't that cool? I'm so excited about this event. All right, and I think that was all we got. So we have Divine Healers on Saturday. Yes, how did I miss that? I was in the newsletter, but yes, thank you, Matthew. So Divine Healers, real quick, if you have not been to that before, we have several healers in our community. They come and donate their services, or it's a donation-based event. So from 2 to 3:30-ish, arrive here, and you can see who's here and get some amazing healing from all different types of modalities. So, yes. And men's group is next week. It's not, it was supposed to be tomorrow. Men's group was supposed to be tomorrow. It's being postponed because of the play rehearsal. Will be happening next week. So, all right. Okay, did I miss anything else? You gotta watch me, okay? I'm trying, as perfect as I try and be, man, my perfectionism is really kicks in, but so I'm happy to be reminded of things. So, okay, we got that. Check our calendar on the website, and then we have paper ones out here. So, now we're gonna go into our song and our talk and our meditation, and so Soulshine will kick us off with a song, and then we'll invite wonderful Nate to come up and do his talk. Oh, here, let me grab that other microphone off of here for you.
If you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it, and meet me by the river, jumping in your water, in your water. We ain't really got no time to waste, even if it takes all night, baby. If you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it. Oh, nah, nah, running red lights, got my foot on the gas, and I'm burning through the night like, whoa, nah, nah, pockets full of gold, and gonna get me there, or so I've been told. So give me the reason why the heart starts beating in a reckless season, thinking about you leaving like, whoa, nah, nah, running red lights, 'cause I'm always sideways with you. So if you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it, and meet me by the river, jumping in your water, in your water. We ain't really got no time to waste, even if it takes all night, baby. If you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it. Whoa, nah, nah, burning through the night, got your blue gold eyes in the passenger side like, whoa, nah, nah, go left I can never decide, gotta make up my mind like, so give me the reason why the heart starts beating in a reckless season, thinking about you leaving like, whoa, nah, nah, running red lights cause I'm always sideways with you. If you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it, and meet me by the river, jumping in your water, in your water. We ain't really got no time to waste, even if it takes all night, baby. If you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it. Oh, now, now, hey. Oh, now, now, oh, now, now, hey. If you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it. Meet me by the river, jumping in your water, in your water. We ain't really got no time to waste, even if it takes all night, baby. If you really want it, hey, so come and get it, come and get it.
Thank you, Soul Shine. Pushing outside of the comfort zone with that song a little bit. Appreciate you guys helping me out. Here we are. As William loves to put it, you die 1,000 deaths preparing for these talks. Thinking of all the ways it could go. There's the talk you plan for, there's the talk you give, and there's the really painful talk that you wish you gave after the fact. Didn't sleep too much last night, and I tell myself, I look forward to sleeping tonight, but actually it will be 2 nights from now, because tonight's going to be that talk. I'm Nate Hitchcock. It is a huge honor to be up here in front of you guys today. I am feeling really blessed that you guys let me up here, and the powers that be here at Unity let me up here to do this. I love it on stage. I fell in love with this sort of thing early in my life, giving a best man speech for my college best friend, and it was such a rush, and I've loved being up here ever since. Speaking of rushes, our subject today is power. Power. How many of us young men, perhaps, have stood in the mirror, flexed the muscles, want that physical power, right? Exactly. Eric, did you do this? Probably not, huh? Your own version. Power is a very interesting thing. A little audience participation here. Holler out here. What do you guys think of when you think of power? Control. I hear control. Yes. Strength. Did I hear strength? Confidence. Waterfalls. What was that, Victor? Waterfalls. Power of nature. Perhaps the most power we'll see is the power of nature, and we're witnessing it all the time, aren't we? What else? Dragon Ball Z. I don't even know where to go with that. Power. Well, power really is how we affect the physical world. Power from the perspective of humans, anyway. How we affect the physical world. Where the rubber meets the pavement, so to speak, as the expression goes in regards to your car. We heard a bunch of them come out here. Physical action is one of those. Physical action we take out in the world is probably the most common. Think of, for a minute, when you come in here, one of the things you get a lot at Unity, and one of the things I got a lot, and one of the reasons I love coming here is the hugs. Anybody appreciate the hugs when you get here at Unity? Yeah. Anybody experience a real hug for the first time here at Unity? Like a real hug, like, not the bro hug, that half a hug. I'm talking a real hug like you get from Jane, and it lasts 10, 15 seconds long. That real hug that none of us were raised to be comfortable with. Well, I certainly wasn't. The opposite of that, punching someone in the face. Just imagine if you walked in that door and somebody just socked you right in the face when you got here. Right? We're starting to see here, that's sort of where I'm going to go with this talk, is the duality of our actions. Okay, so physical actions that we take have lots of motivations behind them. But beyond physical actions, there's actually incredible numbers of layers as I started to dig into this whole power thing and the way that we express our power in the world. Words. Hitler. Anybody hear of Hitler? Anybody aware of this particular gentleman? His words were extremely powerful. He managed to convince an entire nation to do some very terrible things with his words. He didn't go out there and hold them by the hand and lead them to it. It was his spoken words that caused those actions to occur. And then maybe on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have somebody like Martin Luther King. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we're free at last. Those words inspire a very different action, but there's still power. There's still two different men expressing their power. Something that has me up here today, and we'll hear about more of this later, Kevin's talk from years ago now on living outside your comfort zone. Kevin's words are still affecting me to this day. Anybody else wander around their day wondering, how can I live outside my comfort zone? I don't know, but hopefully I'm not the only one who was affected deeply by that particular talk about life beginning outside of your comfort zone. And countless other talks that have occurred up here. Men and women using their words, expressing their power through their mouths. I could be up here for 5 hours talking about all the different ways we can express our power. Physically, things that you can see, things you can hear. Then we have an interesting type of power. This one came to me a couple days ago. The power of doing nothing. The power of inaction. And again, there's some duality to this inaction. Perhaps your inaction is standing by. We've all seen this on the YouTube and whatnot, where people stand by with a phone in their hand while something atrocious is happening to someone. Someone perhaps is being assaulted, beaten, and someone stands behind a camera and does nothing. Inaction. That's one side of it. Then we have the other side of it. 1993 in Washington, D.C., the Maharishi effect. Have you heard of this? 4,000 transcendental meditators went to Washington, D.C. for about a month and 3/4 and meditated in this city with a very specific quest, a very specific desire. They sat there and did nothing but meditate. I'm sort of maybe pushing it a little bit by saying it's non-action, but they sat there and did nothing from a visual perspective. In doing so for 7 weeks, there was a 23.3% decrease in hate-related crimes in Washington, D.C. We're talking rape, homicide, assaults, and the like. 23.3%. These 4,000 meditators caused hate crimes to drop by 23.3% by doing nothing. By doing nothing. Kevin, can we have the first movie clip? Let's dig into our movie now. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Here in this movie, we have two characters. I don't know if we're going to call them the main characters, but we have Harry Potter and we have Lord Voldemort, he who shall not be named. You know who, right? Right? Both expressing their powers in very different ways. Very different ways with very different motivations. So let's check out this scene here from the movie. This is a great one. I love it. Kevin, can we have the first clip?
It seems only yesterday that your mother and father were in here buying their first wands. Here we are. Give it a wave. Apparently not. Perhaps this. No, definitely not. No matter. I wonder. Curious. Very curious.
Sorry, but what's curious?
I remember everyone I've ever sold, Mr. Potter. It so happens that the phoenix, whose tail feather resides in your wand, gave another feather. Just one other. It is curious that you should be destined for this wand when its brother gave you that scar.
And who owned that wand?
We do not speak his name. The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. It's not always clear why, but I think it is clear that we can expect great things from you. After all, he who must not be named did great things. Terrible. Yes, but great.
Terrible. Powers. I'm going to speak. Kevin, let me know when you're ready. It's a tough job back there. I've filled that seat. Every once in a while, the entire Kubota family leaves town. And this guy has to fill in for all of them. It's not easy back there. Thank you, Kevin, for your brilliance. I really appreciate you. We can expect great things from you, Harry. I love this scene because it really shows you how Lord Voldemort expressed his power. He did great but terrible things. Hitler did great but terrible things. What he was able to accomplish, what the Roman Empire was able to accomplish, if you think about it on a physical scale, was pretty impressive. Not very helpful. Not a very positive force for good in this world, but powerful. They definitely express their power. And here we see the precursor to an entire wizarding community fully anticipating what this young man has to bring forth in his power. They're hoping for some miracle. You get a little bit of a Jesus effect going on here with Harry Potter. And we're really, again, starting to see the dichotomy between the two. We have Voldemort's actions, his power being expressed in ways that involve hurting people, killing them, basically inducing fear in them. And throughout the movie, we see Harry Potter's actions continually fueled by love. Over and over and over again, you see him stopping what he's doing and think for a second, what should be done here? And he basically sets aside his own needs in order to save a classmate, to better a situation in some capacity. We have the scene, I love this one on the brooms. I'm assuming everybody here has seen the movie. Has anybody not seen Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? 2? Was there any over here? 3, 4, 5? 5 people in this entire room haven't seen the movie. Okay. We have a scene in Harry Potter where they learn to ride their brooms. These are all young students in the first movie. They're all first-year wizards. They're freshmen, so to speak. And they are given their broomsticks. The witches and wizards in this movie ride broomsticks, as the tale goes. And they're all on the 2 lines here, and they're learning to ride them, and they hand, and they're doing it. Some of the kids have a tough time with this. Some of them cannot get these brooms to do what they need them to do. And others, like Harry, is a prime example, no problem, picks it up like nothing. It's like he is clearly built for this at another level. He's had past lives where he was riding broomsticks, and so he has got a real knack for this thing. And an incident happens with Neville Longbottom, who is the sort of hapless friend of Harry Potter and classmate at this, who is really, it would appear to be not very good at much. He's sort of clumsy and awkward, and he has a little incident and has to go off to the infirmary at Hogwarts, and so the teacher leaves, and Harry's nemesis at the school, wow, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Draco Malfoy. Eric's seen the movie a couple times. Haven't read the books. Draco Malfoy immediately starts to cause some trouble. And he takes a prized possession of Longbottom's and takes off with it. And it's important to Neville. I can't remember why, but it was a gift or something to him. And Harry basically is like, the heck with this, and defends Neville and goes to get this back from him, and involves a bunch of cool flying on broomsticks and all this other cool stuff, and neat scene. But we see Harry, this is one of the first times where he's sticking up for the underdogs of this community. He's sticking up for his classmates. He's acting out of love. He's trying to prevent pain and suffering in others. And so we see his actions continually motivated by love. And they're both expressing their powers, Voldemort and Harry, but they're also both developing a following. They've both developed a following, but they develop for very different reasons. Voldemort's followers, for the most part, are acting out of fear, worried that he is going to rise into power, and that if they hadn't supported him along the way, that they'd be in trouble. So Voldemort comes up and says, I'm going to be in charge, and they say, well, no, I don't want you to be in charge. I'm paraphrasing here, of course. And then he becomes in charge. This guy is so powerful, they're worried that he's going to kill them, hurt them, imprison them in some capacity. So they follow him out of fear and a sort of misguided faith that he's actually going to be in charge someday because he is that powerful. Harry's followers are following him because they know he's doing the right thing and they love him. It's many movies down the road. I'm a bit of an overachiever, so of course, in preparing for this talk, I didn't just watch the first movie. It's an 8-film collection. We got to 7 last night. Couldn't quite make it to 8. It's tough to stop these movies. You watch one, you're going to want to keep going. So if you haven't seen it yet, or you go home, make sure you get all 8, because you're going to have a tough time stopping. Where was I going with this? Harry's followers, and we hear it in, I believe it is the Order of the Phoenix, where they're following him because of this really interesting thing called friendship, loyalty, love, compassion. They stand by his side time and time again. And in the first movie, we have a scene where Harry's friend Weasley, Ronald Weasley, actually puts his life on the line in a game of what's called wizard's chess, where you actually get on the chess pieces and you engage it. And in wizard's chess, it's not just knock the chess piece over when you're taking it. You actually destroy the chess piece that is shattered. So if you are acting as the chess piece in a game of wizard's chess at a place like Hogwarts, when your piece is up and taken by your opponent, you are dead. And there is a scene where Ronald Weasley actually decides, because there's, if anybody's played chess, you have to be willing to give up certain pieces as you go, protecting your king and queen such that you may win the game. And Weasley sacrifices himself at one point in it. He literally puts himself to death. Well, spoiler alert, he doesn't die. But he was willing to, and not because he was scared. And we'll see over and over again throughout the movies that Voldemort's followers aren't quite so committed to dying on his behalf, and they are routinely running off when push comes to shove and death is the option that's on the table right now, because they're doing it out of fear. And there's no bigger fear than dying, right? So, well, hey, I'm about to die right now, so I think I'm going to go take my chances by leaving and hope that this guy doesn't make it. Kevin, can we have that picture? It doesn't show up real well here, but this is a scene actually well into the series. I want to say this is Goblet of Fire, where Harry and Voldemort are dueling with each other with their wands. And you see Harry on one side and you see Voldemort on the other side, and the two are going at each other, and it's this beautiful scene where it's sort of pausing in this sequence. Anybody recognize that pattern? Anybody ever done the metal shavings on a magnet in physics? And you get the two ends of the magnet, the positive and the negative, and you get the two poles. Here we have the two of them going at it. And again, spoiler alert, this particular duel ends with neither of them dying. They're both sort of realizing that neither of them is able to win this particular fight. And we're really starting to see that this whole positive and negative, love and hate thing is a continual battle, but there is never any winner. There are always two sides of the same coin. One can't really exist without the other in this world of duality that we've manifested in. We also see in this scene the use of things outside of ourselves to augment our power. The wizards use their wands, they use potions, incantations, and other things to augment their power in the world. And we see that a lot. When exactly, for the historians in the room, did the United States rise itself up to a seat of power to become, quote unquote, the most powerful nation in the world? What happened at the end of World War II? The nuclear bomb. The nuclear bomb. For those of you online who didn't hear the answers, the answer was World War II. After World War II is when the United States came up in power. And what happened is we developed the A-bomb. We won the race to the A-bomb at the end of the day. We harnessed power outside of ourselves using our intellect. This is the beauty of being human. We have this incredible mind. We're using the power of imagination, which we'll hear about later in this series, this Real to Real series. And we developed this bomb. And if you ask me, we had a nice 10 years after we developed this bomb, and it's been all downhill from there, because we got a little big for our britches. We figured out that we were the be-all, end-all when it comes to this power thing, this physical power thing. We've developed a way to express our power physically in the world through this bomb, and for a period of time, we were the only ones who had it. And then we had the arms race, we had the Cold War, we had the nuclear arms race, where all of a sudden other nations are starting to have it. So now we all have our two wands and we're going at it, and here we have this duality. We're stuck in this stalemate of this positive and negative. Of course, they always think they're positive, and we always think, well, and vice versa. and we think they're negative. We're stuck in this eternal duality. But we see power expressed not just in ways like the atom bomb. We see it expressed in all sorts of little ways. So this July 4th, I'm going to take a risk here and tell this story. This July 4th, we live over by Pilot Butte. We live in an apartment building over there by Pilot Butte, and we're down at the patio enjoying the fireworks show. If you don't live in Bend or haven't seen it, every July 4th over Pilot Butte, which is a big old butte here in the center of town, more or less the east center of town, and they shoot off a fantastic fireworks show. And so we're enjoying it, and there's some people around us. And then it ends, and we're pretty close to it. And because it's right up in there, there's a lot of people over at the Pilot Butte Park, like hundreds and hundreds of people in their cars, and their motorcycles, and they're walking, and there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people there. And there's lots of young men expressing their power, trying to, with their vehicles, their motorcycles, their exhaust note. Are you guys familiar with this? If you live in this town, you've probably heard it. You've probably lost some hearing because of it. You know that? You know what I'm talking about? The giant truck, the really loud motorcycle. We live a couple hundred yards off of Highway 20, so we are serenaded by it all day and night long. Young men, primarily. I'm sure there's some young women out there, and I apologize to anybody in the room who may have this vehicle right now. I say it with love, because I was a young man once, and I had that motorcycle. Right? I'm trying to augment my power in the world through a physical device. And so there's at one point this really loud motorcycle went tearing down the street, and the guy behind us, and they're drinking a little bit, he goes, "Oh my God, that guy has a huge..." I was hoping somebody might shout it out here, have the courage to shout it out. He was, intellect, Kevin shouts out in the back. It's referring to something in the nether region, right? His genitalia. Because the running joke is that they're compensating for something, right? Anybody not told this joke or heard this joke about the loud cars and the loud motorcycles? That these young men are compensating for some inadequacies other places in their lives? Their little itty-bitty wands? And of course, we all laughed our heads off. It was hilarious, right? But it's a prime example of feeling weak and wanting that power, that thirst and that quest for that power, and then going outside of ourselves to try and gain it, to try and gain some sort of feeling inside of power, feeling inside of acceptance and love, of enoughness is really what we're going for here, isn't it? And so we've been at this apartment for a little over 2 years now, and early on I remember lamenting to Jane, Reverend Jane Hyatt, who was our senior minister here, about this apartment and all the noise, and we open up our windows and try and get some fresh air, and then some guy goes by on his motorcycle or his giant truck, and we can't even hear ourselves think over the noise. And so I'm complaining. At this point, Jim has not come up here and given us his talk on no complaints, only praise, which I'm, for one, am still practicing. Anybody else still practicing this one on a daily basis? Eric's still got the bracelet on. And she goes, perhaps there's a different perspective we can look at these noisy motorcycles with. And ever since then, every time I hear that, I now hear, when it's ripping by, I need love. So really, as we express our power in the world, rather than expressing hate towards this gentleman, rather than engaging in this duality, it's really about learning to use our power effectively and figuring out how to go through this world and effectively use that. So turns out there's actually some guidance that we're receiving on a daily basis on how to best do this. And when you stop and listen, you'll hear it. Kevin, can we have the second movie clip?
through this letterbox. Fine day, Sunday. In my opinion, best day of the week. Why is that, Dudley?
Because there's no post on Sundays.
Right you are, Harry. No post on Sunday. Ha! No blasted letters today! No, sir! Not one single bloody letter! Not one! No, sir! Not one blasted miserable...
Do I have my phenomenal cosmic powers? They're back. All right. That scene, if you don't remember it or you haven't seen the movie, there's these letters that come from Hogwarts basically asking Harry to come to school. And he doesn't know about this Hogwarts thing at this point in his life. And these letters show up and he never gets any mail. That is his aunt and uncle that he's living with, who are begrudgingly housing him because his parents died, where they were killed by Voldemort when he was a baby, and that's how he got the scar on his head. And so these letters are coming, but his uncle does not want him to receive these letters because he's basically filled with hate and is basically feeling put out because he has to feed and clothe and house Harry for the entirety of his life, and he doesn't really want to for some odd reason. And so these letters keep coming, and he keeps denying them. He keeps trying to prevent it. He boards up the mail slot. He goes to great lengths. They're showing up in the eggs, that she's cooking. And basically, they're not unable to deny the calls from the universe to take action in a specific way. And we've all heard that if you ignore those, it starts out as a knock, and then it turns into a louder knock, and eventually it's thumping you on the head with a sledgehammer. Anybody experienced this? Yeah, I see a hands up over here. Yes. You have a calling out there. There are things that the universe, perhaps your soul when you incarnated set this forth, wants you to do quite badly. And you continue to deny it, you continue to board up the mail slot and ignore the letters, it's going to start banging you over the head with a sledgehammer. I've been down this road before. William talks about ending his current career. I can fully relate to this need to end a career that no longer serves me. There are times in life when we have to shift and take a different action. And the universe is helping guide us. We just have to listen And I have a quick story to tell you about the universe trying to tell my wife and I something. This is a couple years after we moved to Bend. We've been in Bend several years now, and we moved up here because, I know this is going to be hard to believe, but we actually lived in California. So we were the only Californians to ever move to Bend. We lived in California and loved it there, but it just got too darn crowded, too busy. The traffic got too bad. I got too sick of like this drive that used to take 10 minutes, now taking an hour and a half. And I'm not exaggerating. If you've experienced California traffic, you know it can be a nightmare. So we're down there visiting my parents who still live in my childhood home in the town of Albany, California. And it's my wife and I. And one of our favorite things to do, we used to live about 20 minutes away from them inland. We used to love to go to the city of Carmel. Anybody been to the city of Carmel, California? City by the bay. Beautiful area. Adjacent to it is this town called Monterey. And so every time we would go on an anniversary trip, vacations, anything like that, we'd sneak down there, quick hour-long trip, not too bad of a drive down to the coast to this beautiful town. And one of the things we loved doing while we were down there was going to this Mexican vegan restaurant called El Cantaro. Anybody? No? Okay, you were missing out. Not just because it's vegan. This is out of this world food. And we love going there every time we would go there. So we're visiting my parents, but we don't have the scratch or the time to go down there and spend the weekend. So we're just going to drive down. It's Friday. Let's enjoy a quick trip down to the coast. Somehow in our couple of years here in Bend, we had forgotten that California has traffic, especially on Fridays. Especially on Friday nights. Here, what happens when after work and things calm down? The roads in California, they get out and they go and they drive and the highways clog up madly. So we hit the road. I asked Google to send me to El Cantaro in Monterey, California, and it does its thing. And all of a sudden, it's taking us on some really weird roads. We're in this rental minivan and we've got our 2 dogs in the back. And all of a sudden, it's taking us in this roundabout. We're not on the highway anymore. Twisty roads through the hills. There's a lot of hills in this area of California. And the dog barfs because in these twisty roads. Pull over, clean it up. I have a neat issue. Get back on our drive. Dog barfs again. Pull over, clean it up, get back on our drive. And I'm not kidding you on this, okay? The universe is starting to talk, and we are not having it because we want to go to El Cantaro. It's our favorite restaurant. We're driving along, and we've got these blue water bottles, blue glass water bottles that we keep our water in. We've got 4 of them with us, and they're sitting in this center console thing in this minivan, so it's got this big space. We're driving along, sort of. It's really slow because we're not on the highway, and one of the bottles just straight up explodes. Just poof, glass shatters, and fortunately it's in this big cubby, so it all sort of just goes in there. It's not that big of a deal. Pull over, clean it up. This is pretty weird. So there's 2 bottles with us at the time. I take the other bottle and I put it in my lap. And we go on our way. And we're going on to El Cantaro. It's taken a long time. We're hungry. Dogs are barfing in the back. And we're driving along, and what happens to this other bottle? It explodes in my lap. Glass, water, all over the place, in my lap. I'm not driving, I'm the passenger in this case. What the F is going on here, universe? At this point, I've sort of learned to play with the universe a little bit, but I'm ignoring it at the moment. I'm covered in glass, and I'm covered in water. It's a warm day. We clean it up, and we're like, there might be something going on here. Should we maybe turn around? And we're like, no, we're almost there. We continue on our journey, and we get to Highway 1, which is we have to get back on the highway to get down to Monterey. And lo and behold, it is not moving at all. Bumper-to-bumper traffic, it's packed solid. We're not going anywhere. We're sitting in this, and we got to make a left where it's moving that way because everybody's heading into Carmel. It's moving in that direction. We could turn around and go home. Nah, we're going to pursue this. We're going to continue to insist on our will. We go on this, turn on, keep going. Finally, we get to the restaurant. The restaurant is closed for a private event on a Friday night. The universe is trying to tell us this the entire time, that this is a fruitless journey to a restaurant that's not even open. We get out of the car, and I literally look up. I may have said some unpleasant things to God, but then I surrendered. I said, okay, fine. You're in charge. You tell me. We're starving hungry at this point. I said, God, I'm going to pull up Yelp, which is this little app for finding restaurants to eat because we're vegetarian. I said, God, I'm going to punch in vegetarian food in Monterey, and we're going to the first one you give us. I'm going to trust you on this. Pull it up, enter it, up come the results, 58, whatever, options for us to choose from. The mind would go, well, let's surf through them all, look at the ratings, look at the reviews, let's check out the menu. No, I'm choosing the first one. I'm not making a decision here. I'm handing this over to God. Let go and let God. Tap on it. I basically said a prayer saying, this is what we expect. We expect a nice, quiet dinner where we can be in love with each other, not too many people, and the food's going to be delicious. It gives us this Thai place in the middle of town. We go to it. It is packed. Packed full of people. And we're like, what the hell, God, man, I asked. Right? I made my claim. Get down there. Get in there. We aren't seated. We seat in about 5 minutes. We sit down. The entire place empties out because we're clearly coming at the end of rush. We had the entire restaurant to ourselves. The food was amazing. Beautiful music playing. Wonderful service. It all worked out in the end. The universe was talking loudly to this day. This has happened repeatedly. I could tell probably 8 different stories of ways I've learned to listen when the universe is really hitting me over the head with a sledgehammer and saying, don't do this. So we are always getting these messages, these letters coming from the universe telling us what action should we be taking that helps us function for the betterment of ourselves, function for the betterment of the world, function for the betterment of others. I'm going to finish this with a quote from a book called Divine Audacity by Linda Martello Whitsett. I texted Jane and said, hey, I want to do a little education on the 12 powers, and she said, this is the book. And she wasn't wrong. So Divine Audacity is basically engaging our 12 powers. With Divine Audacity, I am the light of the world shining brightly. In my presence, others remember their divine identity. In my presence, others heal the illusion of separation. In my presence, others stand tall and behave humanly. They snap back from self-pity and self-derision and to claim their spiritual capacities. In my presence, others sense and act from their essential goodness. In my presence, others come home to themselves, to the self that is not their personality, but their divine identity. You don't have to be a superhero or a wizard to express your divine audacity. You don't have to be a superstar or a super anyone. You only have to attune to your essential nature, which is goodness or godness, and follow its lead in all things. Thank you very much.
We're going to drop into an experience of sound as frequency and how it can affect us. And in this case, in a positive way. We all know that sounds, and Nate's story was evidence of that, can negatively affect us. But let's take a little journey, a sonic journey, into harmony and frequency and how it can positively help us. So please just have your feet flat on the floor. Be comfortable. Softly close your eyes. Let's drop it back into the concept of the Maharishi effect. While it's true that group of meditators was not taking any physical action, they were doing considerable focus and maintaining a state of being, of peace, of love. And they demonstrated the effect that that can have on a much larger population. So let us drop in and explore through sound, the vibration, the power of peace, of collective peace. As you are breathing softly and gently, on your next inhalation, begin to follow your breath as it flows across the back of your mouth and down your throat. And rest your awareness now in the center of your chest. Staying in the sensation of gentleness. Feeling the gentle expansion of your rib cage as you inhale, and the softness and settling of your exhalation as your ribs gently go back into place. Resting your awareness in your heart, choosing peace. When we are surrounded by disturbing news, can be a choice for power, for self-control. Staying in the center of your chest and your heart. Begin to visualize a brilliant star shining like the sun, radiating through your heart. See this star growing, shining more brightly. Fuel it with your breath. Inhale through the center of your heart and allow the light to expand. The light that is a frequency of vibration of peace. We are far more powerful when we are unified together on a common focus. Let us spend a few moments here radiating peace collectively, knowing that this vibration will radiate out to bless all life. Collectively, we agree that we summon forth from the deepest essence of who we are, divine love, that we choose peace, we choose love, and if we take an action in the world, we do it from a place of love. to serve the greater good. The self-discipline needed to choose peace in the face of adversity. And then take an action. We have control over that. And we choose love, we choose peace. Staying in this gentleness within your own heart. When you are ready, you may softly open your eyes. And soul shine. Who's next? Thank you.
So I mentioned Kevin's talk about living outside your comfort zone.
Wah, wah.
I'm continuing the attempt. This is the first for me. Turns out I can sing a little. Thank you, Kevin. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet. Said, "Lost all expression." Said, "If you wanna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when
you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. When he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, and faced off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Sing with us. Know when to hold 'em,
When to hold 'em,
know when to fold 'em,
when to fold 'em,
know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
you got to know when to hold 'em,
Know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Yeehaw.
Nice job, Nate. Thank you for the great talk. And I love it. I love this community because I love that you felt safe to have your debut, your CD debut happen here. That this is a cool community that supports that. Yeah, thank you. Woohoo! And we're glad to have singing bowls back. And so I want to ask, is there anyone here for the first time who would you like to say hello? And just, you don't have to, but if you don't feel shy, you can say hi and just say your name and what brought you here this morning. And you want to go right here, right the mic. We're going to do the mic just because the people online can't hear you if you don't have a mic.
Well, my name is Sandy, and I've been on quite a journey lately. I lost my mom and dad in 2020, and so it kind of changed my life. I was raised Christian, but I have decided to walk a different path. So anyway, I've just kind of been leading it on my own, and thought I would like to meet more people that are like-minded. So I Googled earthy spiritual group, and it led me here. So thank you for having me.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh, that reminds me, we didn't do our wolf howl. Oh my God, how could I forget? See, I'm gone for 2 weeks, and okay, now we need, because we call ourselves Wild Souls Sanctuary. Okay, so just so you needed to know that about us. So, anyone else who's here that would like to say hello? Would you like to say hello? Yeah, right back there.
Right here?
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for being a brave soul.
Hi, my name's Alyssa, and I'm just looking to have community in my life, and I did a Google search too, looking for spiritual
What did you search
communities. Spiritual communities. You know, I did grow up Catholic, but there's a lot that I learned that you know, wasn't aligned with what I believe in now as I'm an adult, and I believe in loving all people and no judgment and things like that. So I just wanted to find a safe space where I feel like I can be myself and get out in the world again. And this is kind of my first chance to do that.
Wow. Welcome. And thank you for being brave to share that. You are in a room full of like-minded people, very much. We at Unity very much believe that we are all on our own spiritual journey. It is not for us to tell you what that journey is. It is for us to support you in whatever that journey is for you. So thank you for being here, and we welcome. Anyone else new? No? Okay. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. It is time now for our offering, so if I can have greeters come up. Oh, and blue cards. Thank you, Leah. So in the seat pocket, those of you that are new or may not be currently getting our newsletter, if you look in the seat pocket, there are blue cards, like this guy. If you fill that out with your email, we send out weekly newsletters that say, here's what the talk coming up on Sunday is, here's what events we have going on, so that you can receive that. And so if you would like to fill that out, and you can put that in the box. If you don't get it filled out in time to put in the box, just give it to me after service, and we'll get it to the right spot. All right, this is our time to kind of put our abundance and have the flow of prosperity into our community, because where we spend our money matters, and we choose to spend it or contribute it to what's important to us. And I know for me, this is a really, really important community for us, and I love knowing that I can be here. Those of you that are auto donors, do you have one of those cards in here? Somewhere hiding. No. Oh, we also have we also do Venmo. So these are in the seat pockets too. If you are an auto donor, we have these cards that you can put in, so you can put something in the basket. But let's go fill these baskets. Put your prayer forms in there. Put your blue cards in there. And if you have any treasure to share with us this morning, that's what goes in there too. So thank you so much. Go ahead and let's sing our gratitude song, which you can't help but sing along to this song. You can snap, you can clap, you can tap your foot. In my heart, I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you, gracias. I just want to say thank you for it all.
Thank you for it all. I got gratitude in my heart, gratitude in my soul, baby. I just want to say thank you.
Dankeschön.
I just want to say thank you. Merci beaucoup. I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all.
Woo. Thank you, Soulshine. All right, let's bless this abundance. From the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you so much, and that's the end of our service. Thank you all for coming. Go share your life. What, Leah? Oh. See, good. I just need a lot of reminders this morning. This is really a good signal, Leah. So, yes, see, that's what happens when you go on vacation. Okay, our prayer of intention, this is what we affirm, and so that we can go forth in the world and, like Nate was talking about, use our power of love for good, right? Okay. Holy light shines within and all around me, a presence of love that is always there. I am that presence. I am a radiant field of love energy. I am holy light. My essence cradles and guides me. I am a gift in this world. I go forth from here in joy to bless the world with my loving light. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next week.
1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, yeah. I got